In this video, we will discuss the semi-conservative method of DNA replication. So what do you mean by semi-conservative method? Consider one DNA fragment. It has two strands A and B. Now when the replication occurs, these two strands will separate. It separates and form A and B, and here a new strand will be synthesized, A dash, and here a new one, B dash. Okay, so in the newly synthesized DNA fragment, one strand is from parent and one is newly synthesized one. So only half is conserved from the parent. That is what you mean by half conserved, semi-conservative method of DNA replication. Okay, the experimental proof for this was given by two scientists, Matthew Meselson and Franklin Stahl. So we will go to the experiment. As the first step, they grew some E. coli bacteria. You know what is E. coli? E. coli bacteria in a medium in which the nitrogen source is ammonium chloride, and this nitrogen source is of a heavy isotope. Okay, in ammonium chloride the nitrogen used is of a heavy isotope, that is N15. Normal one is N14. Okay, so when this bacteria multiply for many generation, okay, they have to make new DNA strand. Nitrogen is required for making nitrogen base, so this N15 will get incorporated in their DNA. Okay, so we can draw the DNA of these bacteria. So when we take the DNA of the new bacterium, we will get N15 incorporated in both the strand in the nitrogen bases. Okay, now to find out this strands, they did a density gradient centrifugation. You know what is the centrifugation? Based on the density or based on the mass, different layers will be formed. The one which is more heavier will come down, the lighter one will go up. Okay, so they did density gradient centrifugation using cesium chloride. Density gradient centrifugation was done with cesium chloride because cesium chloride has the ability to form different layers based on the density. So we have to mix this the material in the water and along with the cesium chloride, simply mix it. So based on the density they will form different layers. So since here both are heavy isotopes, a band is formed at the bottom because heavier one will form at the bottom, and this is called a heavy band. So this was the first step in the experiment. They put a heavy band because both the DNA strands in the bacterium are of heavy isotope N15. Now in the second experiment, they transferred these bacterium into another culture in which the source of nitrogen, ammonium chloride, is having a normal isotope of nitrogen, that is N14. Okay, so they took this bacteria and transferred it into a medium in which the nitrogen is of normal isotope, and they waited for one generation, that is 20 minutes. So what will happen when DNA replication occurs? These two strands will break. So these two strands will break and here new strand will be synthesized. But for that, for making that nitrogen basis for this new strand, the nitrogen available in the medium is of normal isotope because ammonium chloride is the source of that, and it has got a normal isotope of nitrogen N14. So when a new strand is made, that N14 will incorporated in that new strand. So you can see one is the parent strand, that is a black one, N15, and the newly formed one is the strand is with the nitrogen N14. So when they do a density gradient centrifugation, what will happen? Okay, here this is having lesser density than this one. Okay, because here both are of N15, but here one is N15 and N14. Okay, so they form a strand just above the previous one, because previous one was heavier strand because both are of N15, but here it is little bit lighter than that, and since it has got one N15 and one N14, it is like a hybrid. So this band is called a hybrid band. Okay, now what they did, they didn't stop the experiment. They allowed this bacterium to grow in the same medium for one more generation. So one generation took 20 minutes. So they allowed, as the third step, they allowed this bacterium to grow in the same medium for another 20 minutes. So total 40 minutes. So we will see what will happen. This strand will break. Okay, one is black and one is red. Same way this also will break. One is black and one is red. The black one is N15 and the red one is N14. Okay, so these two are from the first one, and this will break to form these two. Now it has to make a synthesize new DNA strand, but for that the nitrogen source available is again N14. So that N14 will get incorporated in that DNA, newly formed DNA strand. So we can use that red color. Okay, here also a new strand is formed. Again that N14 will get incorporated in this DNA. So that is also N14. Same way it occurs in the next two strands also. So here the newly formed strands are again made of N14. Okay, normal isotope. Now when they do a density gradient centrifugation, what will form? This strand will form. This is a hybrid strand, na? So this hybrid strand, it form a hybrid band. Okay, so this hybrid strand will form a hybrid band. Okay, this is hybrid, which are this one and this one. While this one is even lighter than that because both are of N14. Okay, so it forms a light band. Okay, so it is based on the density it forms. Okay, the more denser it will be down, the less denser it will be on the top. So see here, hybrid band is there. It shows that one will be N15 and one will be N14. Here also there was a hybrid band. So this hybrid band shows that half is from the parent N15. N15 is still there even in the third generation. This was first, this is second, and this is third. So even in the third generation that N15 is there, and it is only a half of the part of the DNA in one of the bacteriums. Okay, one type of bacteria, that is hybrid. So presence of hybrid shows that half is conserved in the coming generations. So that's why this is called a semi-conservative method. Half is conserved, half is newly synthesized. Okay, thank you.